Hey guys, Jeff here with the Common Sense Camper. Hopefully you can notice I'm using a brand new camera. It actually has a screen so I can see what I'm doing now and stop having things out of the picture or out of focus. So today I want to talk to you about a brand new knife, and I received this I want to say about 4 weeks ago. That is the Wright GNS. And this is just a beautiful working knife. And what I mean by that is I have knives that are just stunning to look at, but I wouldn't really rely on them too heavily. They're more for show. This is a beautifully handcrafted knife that is a user, and you can abuse it. Some of the specs, the overall length of the knife itself is 9.5 inches. The cutting edge is 4 1/4. This is in the saber grind. They also make one in a Scandi grind, and I believe the handles are a little different. However, since the Wright is a custom knife maker, I'm sure if you called them and said, you know, hey, I want a Scandi grind with the polished micarta, they could probably do that. Now, fortunately for me, they had one of these in stock, and so I didn't have to wait too long to receive the knife. I think it was maybe 4 or 5 days, and I had the knife in my hands. It's 01 tool steel, so you will have to maintain it, and you just want to make sure you keep it oiled. Several different ways to do that I have done in the past, and that is you can use spray vegetable oil. I've done that at home, where I just want to spray it real quick, throw it back in the sheath. You obviously can use some type of lubricant, which is either made for a knife or for a gun, like gun grease. I have used out in the field, I've used petroleum jelly or lip balm. You can also use Burt's Bees as well. So purchasing something like this, you obviously want to keep it maintained and make sure that it doesn't rust. My initial impression when I pulled it out of the box was the weight of it. It's not extremely heavy, but it's heavier than what I thought it would be, and which is a good thing. That means that it's a solid piece of metal or steel or whatever you want to call it, and it was very, very well thought out. The balance is good on it. The ergonomics of the handle, I can't say enough about that. Even without gloves on it, it feels like it was made for your hand. I have pretty large or thick hands, and a lot of times when purchasing a knife, I find that my hands clear down here at the bottom of the pommel, whereas there is plenty of room on this handle. If I choke up there, I still have a good inch and a half at the end of that pommel. Work back here. Now, this isn't a great chopper. I mean, it's not bad if you're gonna baton some small pieces of wood and you just want to clear the branches or the little twigs off of it, but it's definitely not a real big chopper. It's really not designed for that. I do like the very, very pointed tip. This is I mean, just barely touch. You could probably poke your finger pretty badly, but for making bow drills, any type of holes or notches where you need to get in there and like drill something out per se, it's a great knife. It has a sharpened 90-degree spine, and it is very sharp. It will scrape bark. It definitely will strike a ferro rod with no problems at all. The other thing that I noticed is that all the dissimilar material where they meet, you can't feel it. I know, like on some of the K-bar products, now again, those are screwed together, whereas this is a fixed type handle. You can kind of feel the dissimilar materials where they meet. You can't feel that on here. You cannot feel these brass pins. You can't feel the spine where it meets the handle. It is like glass, absolute glass. So let me reset up the camera, and I'm going to move it back here a little bit, and we'll just have some fun with it and see how it works. What I'm going to do, I failed to mention, it also comes with a dangler sheath. And again, it's very well made. Comes with the fire steel loop. And it's just, again, just quality made. Everything about this knife, this package is quality. It's very wet out here today. So what I'm going to do to start our fire is I've just been out here batoning, kind of messing around. So what I'm going to do is just kind of prep up a fire and start it, and just show you what this thing's capable of doing. Now this is some fat wood, so what I'm going to do here is just get some curls going off of that. And this is just a beautiful knife. I mean, it just does so well with feather sticks, notches. I will say that one of the disadvantages to a saber grind, now I grew up with saber grinds, that's just kind of what I'm used to. One of the disadvantages to a saber grind is that if you're doing plunge cuts or push cuts, a Scandi grind is going to do a lot better for those. But in my opinion, and this may be my skill level or what have you, I feel that a saber grind does better with feather sticks, simply because you're not biting into the wood as much as you would with a Scandi grind. But as you can see, this thing makes really quick work of feather sticks, making feather sticks. So that should be enough for what I need for right now. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and baton some wood. This is pretty much just junk, garbage wood, but we'll see what we can do with it. A lot of it's rotted, it's got knots in it. But hey, not everything you're going to find in the woods is going to be perfect. Now it helps if you have a table that doesn't have a hole in it. That's always a plus. I don't know that I could have picked, like if someone said pick the worst wood that you could demonstrate this knife with, I think I achieved it. But hey, like I said, use what you got. So now get in, do some smaller sticks with this. Just gonna take, I'll take that, put this on here. One of the ways you can tell a good sharpened spine, at least the way I have found, there's a lot of knives that claim they have a really good sharpened spine. A lot of them can do that, and with this knife it's very easy to just throw those sparks without any effort whatsoever. But the true test is how well does it do really close and just doing little pushes like that. because I have knives that will do this all day long, but they're not sharp enough to get that little bit in there. So let's go ahead and get this started. And alright, now we got a flame. Alright guys, well, there you go. That is the Wright GNS. This is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out.